What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again to the power of the internet, and it's here. It's finally here, the PlayStation 4 Pro, and yep, it just showed up from Amazon. We just got it delivered, and we're gonna crack into it. We're gonna take a look. We're gonna get it hooked up. I've been doing my research on the device here on my iPad all day. We'll talk about who I think this device is for. Should be some fun. Well, it seems like they changed the way they package their boxes. And that's nice because I hated the way they packaged the last few. I don't think it'll be as sleek as the PSVR was though, but oh, nice. All time to tell. Woo! Well, there's the device itself in all of its big flat glory. Now, there's also a Slim out today. I think it's supposed to be out today or sometime out soon. It's supposed to be a lot smaller. Obviously, if you already own a PlayStation, you have no real reason to pick up the Slim. The PS4 Pro has a few different reasons. Probably my favorite of which so far is how much it looks like a hamburger. Look at this. Literally, the previous PlayStation 4 was like this, right? Like two. Now they have 3 total segments. And so I guess the Xbox Pro will have 4 segments, 5 segments. It's basically a Big Mac. It's the Big Mac of consoles. Cords. Oh, yeah, there's those little cheap headphones you can expect to get. But I guess you don't expect a lot for 400 bucks. Here's the slightly new and improved controller. I forget exactly what's improved about it. I think something about the touchpad. Hopefully battery life, but I don't know that for sure. I do know that there's a big change to the way the light works a little bit, but I still don't know exactly what that change is. Feels and looks the same to me though, which is, I mean, pretty good. I still like it. Let's go hook this up. All right, actually my wife volunteered to hook this up for me. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome, honey.
Well, there was a patch, and that went by really quickly, but unfortunately, downloading games is not much faster on this machine than it was on the older one, so we're gonna need a few hours. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Yum. All right, well, it's been about 48 hours now. We managed to get everything downloaded, everything installed, and we've been playing some games, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Let me give you a bit of advice, though. If you decide to upgrade from your PlayStation 4 to a PlayStation 4 Pro, they'll give you an opportunity to do a system transfer. I thought it would be easier to just re-download all my games and all my cloud saves and stuff like that. Actually, that turned out to be a huge pain in the ass. So you should definitely do the system transfer. So we got everything hooked up to the 4K slot in my television. Yes, my television is a little bit older, but it looks just about as good as it does just about anywhere else. It looks pretty solid. We wanted to test out our Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray. Unfortunately, that's not something the PlayStation 4 Pro supports, but the Xbox One S does. And that's really weird because it's Sony, they're the people who own Blu-rays. Why they chose not to support their own type of disc, I honestly, is completely beyond me. We got a chance to hook up some of the PlayStation VR games, and I have to say, it did seem like the loading time on both regular games and PSVR seemed a little bit better, but not dramatically better, but it did seem to be a little bit better. The problem is, it was very difficult to test any of the games that are supposed to look better on the Pro because I simply don't own very many of them. There are games that are supposed to have patches out today that'll take advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro. There are games that are just coming out, like Skyrim Special Edition, which is supposed to have like enhanced graphics and so forth. Play in 4K. I don't own that on console. I don't even own it on PC yet. I have the original Skyrim. So it was difficult to test that stuff. I can't tell you much about that. I can tell you, though, that I've done my research and read about what everybody else has had to say about the device. And for the most part, here's what you're getting. You're getting a handful of games that are currently enhanced with a bunch of games coming forward that are supposed to be enhanced in the future. And previous older games that'll get patches that make them enhanced that'll take advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro. You are getting a 4K output for video, which is pretty good. I can tell you, though, personally, that I've definitely noticed a bit of a loading time shave off and a little bit of a stability shave off when it comes to either navigating the UI or some of the games that would slow down a little bit. I played Mortal Kombat X, and it looks absolutely fantastic. We played some of the VR games, and they look about the same to me. But then again, you got to remember, I don't have very, very good peepers, so that could just be me. So this, of course, leads me to the question we always ask when we open a product like this. Who is this product for? Who should purchase it? And who should steer away from it? And I think that if you currently do not own a PlayStation 4 and you are looking to pick one up, you should absolutely get the 4. If you can afford the $100 price tag difference between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro, you should absolutely get the Pro. The advantages are just no-brainers. It's definitely worth the $100. If you already own a PlayStation 4, then I think it might be okay to wait, because as of right now, all you're really getting is the same with the Xbox One S. You're getting slight improvements with the controller. The outside of the device seems to be almost identical, only with a third layer of brick. But you will be able to stream video in 4K to your 4K television. There are some games that will be up-res to 4K, even though that really won't change the way they look very much. And of course, there are some games, though it's a handful, that currently take advantage of the extra processing and the extra graphics units. And if you want to play one of those games and graphics are very, very important to you, but some reason you hate PC gaming, then this might be the right option for you. Now, we had long suspected that even though the specs for this PlayStation 4 are not that great, that they would use a lot of cheating techniques and things along that lines to make it look better than it normally would. This is something that companies have been able to do for a really long time. There are rumors right now that some games are running worse, though. Some of the games that were coded to take advantage of the PS4's previous architecture, they don't look great. The Last of Us is supposed to be one such game, which is a game you want to run very, very well because it's a very, very beautiful game. That's a game that hopefully they'll release a patch to make it stable again, and maybe going forward go as far as to actually release a patch that takes advantage of the new hardware, because that is a flagship game that defines the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 to me. Now, I love my PlayStation VR, though, and I will say that the enhancement to PlayStation VR, the promise for that, is nice. I will tell you that we are not seeing much of a difference yet, but then again, a lot of the patches that are coming for the games that are supposed to take advantage of the hardware, some of the games that I love, like Rush of Blood, which is fantastic. I love playing that game. I've played it literally every day since PSVR came out, but they're really not taking advantage of it yet. The promise that they'll be able to do that is very, very nice. So if you own a PSVR, that might be a reason to go ahead and get the Pro, is that these games are supposed to look even better. I just haven't seen it personally yet. I still say that this is not big enough of a leap of hardware. I really think they should have gone much, much higher. The guys over at PlayStation, though, were just trying to solve an answer to a problem, try to keep people from going to PC gaming, and the way that they thought that would be easy is done is not create a console that was comparable in power to a PC, or even a low-end PC these days, but they thought it would be to keep the price right around $400, and that's pretty reasonable because I know a lot of people that play on consoles are very, very budget conscious, and so for $400, it's a pretty damn decent machine. My biggest concern about this current power level, though, is that the Xbox Scorpio is rumored to be nearly twice as powerful, and it's due out next year. So I think a lot of the gamers who prefer raw power and are not loyal specifically to the PlayStation brand may end up skipping the PlayStation Pro and moving on to a Scorpio next year, just waiting, letting their existing PlayStation 4 carry to them till then. Maybe they'll continue to use the PlayStation 4 Pro, but for their third-party games, use the Scorpio. It's a messy thing. It's basically really, really messy. They're trying to PC-ify the console market, and doing that is confusing and weird even to someone like me. I think the easy way to really judge the PlayStation 4 Pro is to forget that PC gaming exists and completely forget that Xbox is a competitor. And when you look at it in a very narrow, very closed sphere, this device is definitely better than the PlayStation 4. If you do not consider either of those options, then this is definitely an upgrade. And it's an upgrade that you'll probably want to make at some point if you can afford to do so. I still don't think you need to rush out and do it, though. But as usual, this is just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I so often am. I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments section below. Do you plan to pick up a Pro? Do you plan to skip it? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Are you a PC gamer? Are you an Xbox gamer? Do you not even play video games anymore? You're just here because you like to look at my fat, smiling face? Let me know down below, and I'd love to read that. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I'll speak with you again very soon. Me and my friends are going to go play some PSVR.